Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Excel to Blazor. And yeah, with this time around, we are going to convert a weekly timesheet template into a Blazor application. And so uh, I think hopefully this will not take that long, since yeah, it's quite a very small template, and hopefully uh, in a few days time I'll be able to follow up with the rest of the videos for this one. And so uh, for this episode, we are just going to analyze this template and see what things that we could do with this one as we convert this into a Blazor application. And so this is our template. So I got this one from here when I select a new uh, sheet that to create. And so maybe you can, from one of the filters here, search for or click for business, and hopefully you will be presented in your version of Excel that one of the results will be this one, weekly timesheet. And so you can just select this one and click create, and you will be able to uh, get this template. So this template is quite very basic. And so first off, looking at this one is stuff that we need to capture. I took some notes already for what we need to capture or save as part of our application. So things that I have noticed this with this one is you have this employee or employee name. It captures the employee name and then the manager name and then the week starting. So uh, I thought that maybe an employee type or an entity or a model of type employee would need to be captured, and then we only have two fields. So let's, as much as possible, I try to simplify this one. So there are only two fields. You have the name that captures the employee name, and then the manager. So an employee can have a manager, which is also of a type employee. Okay. So next is another part of this timesheet is you have these two tables here. So the left one would capture the I guess equivalent to time logs or the set of times that the employee has taken from as part of his work. So you have several fields here. So we have four fields: the day of the week, you have the time in, which is a time, and then the number of breaks in minutes, and then the time out or the time where the employee uh, punched out of work or yeah, exited from work. And so aside from that, this second table on the right would record the calculated times coming up from this left side or the left table. So uh, it would also capture the number of hours, regular hours, overtime hours, in format of an hour and minutes, number of sick hours, the holidays and vacations. So I guess this would be equivalent to the leaves in four types: sick, holiday, and vacation. And so I think that yeah, maybe on a more complicated uh, application you'd have this calculated, but for this one let's just capture it as an input. So now you have these additional fields. So by the way, I've decided to call this sort of employee log as time log. So it would capture the hours, the time in and time out, and then the breaks, and including the number of hours for the regular hours, and then your overtime, and then the leaves in three types. So individually, let's just capture them as sick hours, holiday hours, and vacation hours. So it's much more simple, flat model, okay, for the time log. And so aside from that, it's also in intervals of 2 weeks. So you have the first week and then you'd have the second week. So you'd have to input uh, data from them also. Okay. And then on the bottom portion is you have this one are calculated. So sorry. So this one is you have the rates, the set the rate per hour, and then this column overtime. This one is calculated. So I think it's based of 1.5% from the regular rate, and then you have your rate per hour for sick, holiday, and vacation. And then the bottom one for the total payroll would be calculated values. So I think they are totals for regular, overtime, sick, holiday, and vacation. And then you have at the bottom most part is the calculated total. Okay, all of these values. And then you can have the employee signature, but I guess you don't need to capture that since yeah, if this would be printed out as a worksheet, I mean time log timesheet for the managers and employees signatures, then yeah, you can have that one. But we will be doing or adding this one as part of the PDF report that will be including as part of the application. And so yeah, so we have 2 weeks plans with totals every week. Aside from that, I've also noticed that since I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible. So these sections here, the not publishers, I assume would be the company name, and then there are labels that indicates what are these fields are. So this one would be address one. Then you have uh, the state, city, zip code, and then the phone number. So maybe we don't need to capture this one, or we can just add this one as sort of company settings. So a set of settings or configurations for the company that would use the app. So yeah, this is quite a simple template, and hopefully it would not take me long to complete this as a Blazor application. And maybe I'll see you again in our next episode where I start to build up the different parts of this application. So yeah, I think that wraps up our analysis phase for this uh, project. And yeah, by the way, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you again in our next episode, and have a wonderful day. Bye everyone.